Welcome guys, one more slides where we will be explaining why to use BGP, why BGP is required to using. Okay, so in this slide we will be explaining to you about the requirement for using BGP. Since we have the IGP protocol, do we really need to use BGP? Yes, of course we need the BGP, because when the IGP was designed only for the internal communication. Okay, so nowadays everything is internet, so there are millions of routes exist in internet. So for a normal IGP protocol, handling a big routing table is not at all possible, since the IGP protocol is only responsible for internal communication. It can only handle maximum of thousands or maybe 2000 routes. It cannot be handled more than that. So if we use the IGP for the internet, so there may be a possibility that the CPU utilizations will be more and the routing table will be collapsed and the router will be stop working. Hence we cannot use IGP. So for that we have to use BGP. So BGP has unlimited prefix handling capacity. BGP can handle more than millions of routes. Therefore, in today's environment, whenever you look into the internet, you will always find the BGP. Hence, my first point says that limited prefix handling capacity of IGP protocol and unlimited prefix handling capacity of the BGP protocol. Therefore, we do use the BGP. We do have much more control over the route selection. So it means, say for example, we have the router 1, we have the router 2, and we have router 3. These are all connected. So this is my ISP 1, this is my ISP 2. Okay, and I have a LAN network here, my LAN user. Okay, and the gateway of the ISP1 is 2.1 and the gateway for ISP2 is 3.1. So say for example, one of my LAN network would like to go to an internet. So we have an internet here. Okay, and ISP1 is connected to internet, ISP2 is also connected to internet. So let's say my LAN user would like to go to an internet. So usually what we do, we just write a static route pointing to the first ISP and then the static route pointing to the second ISP, and the default AD value of this is 1 and default AD value of the static route is always 1, and let's say for this is 50. It means first it will choose this network, second it will choose this route. Okay, so when the traffic will initiate from LAN, it will go to the ISP1, and from ISP1 it will go to the router. Okay, so now if the ISP1 goes off, if this link goes off, then the traffic will initiate from LAN. If he would like to go to an internet, he will go to the router 2, and from router 2 you will go to the internet. Okay, so in first case this default route will come into the picture because it has lowest AD value, and when this will fail, the second default route will install to the routing table and will come into picture. Okay, so this is the normal scenario. Now let's say I have another LAN subnet which is 192.168.5.0/24. okay, this is the LAN subnet. So these LAN user, the user existing in this subnet would like to go to an internet. Okay, and we have another subnet which is 6.0/24. We want the traffic when it will initiate from let's say from here, let's say when the traffic will initiate from this subnet, he should go via ISP1. Okay, and when a traffic initiate from this subnet, he should go via ISP2. Okay, so do you think is this possible with the help of a default routing? No, this is not possible. We cannot achieve this kind of manipulation through this static routing. Okay, so for this reason, we need a reliable protocol which can be used for accomplishing this task. Okay, so therefore we have a more control over our route selection. Okay, so do not get into more about the route selection when I will be explaining to you about the BGP attributes. There I will explain it to you the more. Okay, so right now just remember that BGP, we use BGP because we have the more route selections, the control over the more route selections. Okay, and then we can use the BGP if we are a service provider. Let's say we are a service provider and we have the customer A, customer B, customer C, and then customer D. Okay, each one of the customer, they have their own autonomous system. So to establish the connections between the different autonomous systems, we have to use the BGP. Okay, and the last point says, and our last point says this: we have to use the BGP in enterprises network. So let's say a Cisco, they have a different offices around the globe. Okay, so since they have different offices, they also have a different autonomous system number. Along with this, they have a different subnet, which may be huge. So we cannot use the IGP protocol there. So to establish a communication, we have to use the BGP. So BGP also can be used for the enterprises network as well. So these are the topic, guys, we should remember when we will use the BGP. Okay, thank you.